Go live.
Go.
I got a message back from 2 minutes turned into wife said no.
I mean, I could toss out the invite to a couple people if you want to add some in.
Oh. I just had because my YouTube kicked up. Because sometimes StreamYard is so finicky with chat. So yeah, I got YouTube chat coming up on StreamYard. Then I look over at YouTube, it's like none of those messages are here. Like that's StreamYard's way of like, hey, if you pay for the special version of us, not only can you get 1080p, but we'll show you all your messages. Okay, I'll have another tab open. What's up, White's paint work? Okay, I'm this far into my beer and I'm already like, I'll get there.
So
Alan,
what
how's it going?
Go on YouTube to look at the live chat?
That's what I do. I just have like a little side open and then I mute it.
Gotcha.
Moto Mortician.
Mark.
Dave's in the chat. Mark Franklin. What's up, guys? Howdy.
Oh yeah, Moto Mortician. I just saw that name earlier this week. I subscribed to him. I was like, that's
He's a good dude.
I was like, I know nothing about him. His videos could completely suck, but he's got a cool name, so I'm on board.
I'm actually gonna shoot him a invite if you'd like to join. I thought I already did. Words are hard to type in today.
Words are hard.
There it is. Next. Boop, boop, boop. There we go. All right. So Moto Mortician, Instagram. I sent you a link if you'd like to join us, man. I'd love to hear what you thought about the fallen angels or forgotten angels. Why is it fallen? Instagram. I sent you a link if you'd like to join us, man. Someone's got the sound on. The fallen angels or forgotten angels. Why is it fallen? Instagram. I sent you a link if you'd like to join us, man.
Wait, was that me? Or is that?
Yeah, I think yours is.
I'm muted.
There you go.
Fallen angel.
Oh. Test.
That was weird.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I'd love to hear what you thought about the Forgotten Angels, man. I saw 9 Mills on 2's videos when he was there, and listening to David talk about their mission and what they're trying to do for those kids down there is just absolutely incredible.
Yeah, I think the whole thing they're doing is just it's pretty amazing. Even like the whole tiny house concept and like setting them up like that, I thought that was just fantastic.
Yep. Getting their credit scores in line, getting bank accounts set up for them, it's just absolutely incredible. What's up, Donna May?
What an organic way to learn about life, too. I think it's great.
I just can't imagine being 1 second, you're living like with a family, like a host family or a foster family, and the next second you turn 18 and it's like, happy birthday.
Get out. Yeah.
Get out. That blows my mind.
That's the part that like I have a hard time like wrapping my head around. Like, are serious? Like, you adopted those kids, so technically they're your kids. I get that you're not getting those government like checks anymore, but holy shit.
That's the thing. As soon as they can get them out of the house, they can get a new one.
Yeah, that's nuts, man.
It's literally a revolving door, and it's for city areas like that. That's what it is. It's a revolving door. You just in and out.
And
it's not cool. You're making somebody's kid a revenue stream. Not cool.
Yeah.
I'm just happy that there's people out there that are willing to dedicate their lives to helping. That's just absolutely incredible. But we were talking before about Senna's, whatever.
Yep.
So what do you guys run? What do you have? Do you have Senna's?
Right now I have a Senna, I think it's a 10 or something. It's in my HJC because I've got the HJC i90, so it had like the space for the battery pack and all that stuff. If you bought a 10 or a 20, I wasn't sure how much I was going to use the Senna. It was actually my first one, so I got the 10 instead of the 20.
Yeah, I actually just ordered because they had an amazing price on Amazon for the 30Ks.
Oh yeah, well they're starting to mark them down and get them out of the way because the 50s are out.
50s are out. Yeah, it was a 30K for less than $200.
Nice.
I was like, wow. Okay. I was like, yeah, that's happening right now.
I pulled out my 20S to put on my backup helmet so when I ride with people, single up. But if I ride two up, I just use the built-in comm on the bike.
Yeah,
I go old school. I love it. There's something to be said about a plug. It just works. There's no recharging it when you're on trips.
I think they made one for my bike, but that's like just like every Victory part right now. It's impossible to find, and if you find it, it's gonna empty your wallet.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like you're probably getting to the point where you're thinking about replacing that, right?
I don't think I'll ever get rid of it.
What I wouldn't say get rid of it, but maybe get another bike at some point. I've got nothing against Victory. I absolutely love the Victories, but once that thing breaks, you're gonna be screwed.
Once it breaks, my wallet's broken. Yeah.
That's
a collector's item.
I mean, that's literally why I bought the Harley instead of a Victory. It was like they fold it right when I was ready to buy a cruiser.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, hey, we're going to support parts for 10 years. And I'm like, well, that's great. But the closer to that 10-year mark I get, the more this bike becomes a doorstop that I can't sell.
Yeah.
So when it comes time to change, I'm screwed.
The day that they announced that they folded, you go on Kelly Blue Book and you look at the motorcycle prices, it split in half. Like one day my bike is worth, 13,000 trade-in. The next it's 6, 5. I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, this kind of hurts, but at the same time, I'm like, it's the bed I made. I'm going to lay in it, and the bike runs. It's going to hold me together for a while.
It's a great bike. I mean, they make great stuff. There is no doubt about it.
Yes, I was going to say, I mean, the good part is because it's a Victory, it's going to run, and it's going to run for a while.
Yeah. But to put it lightly, there's a couple parts that I just bought for the bike, and the bracket I needed with the 4 bolts cost me $80.
Oof.
Yeah, it's painful.
I'm like, oh, this sucks. I'm like, so shitty. But
so that Victory tax is a real thing now? It's not a Harley tax?
Yeah. I mean, I know wholeheartedly when the day comes and I'm getting a new bike, I'm walking into Harley and getting a Harley. That's where I'm going.
You should trade it into Indian and make them pay for the difference. Be like, you bastards put me in this position.
They'd never do that, unfortunately.
I know.
Yeah.
And I mean, quite honestly, by the time that Victory dies, Polaris will be on to another brand name.
Yeah. Indigenous populous people.
And the thing is I have no issues with Indian. It's just I can't trust Polaris again.
That's pretty much it.
It's one of those things where when I traded in my 8-ball, they gave me full value for my 8-ball, and I was paying actually less a month for this bike. And I'm just like, this is an incredible deal, and this is still no word that they're going under, none. I'm like, this is a great deal. They even gave me $3,000 for accessories. Ooh, Mortimotician. What's up, buddy?
There he is.
Hey.
Welcome. And they treated me like awesomely. Like I couldn't been treated any better. And then literally 3 months later, it's we're done. Bye. It's like,
what dealership did you go to?
HK Power Sports.
Oh, okay, yeah. I bought my first Kawasaki out of there. I really like them.
Yep, they were really nice. Their service department now is a little suspect, only because I needed to do on my left side bag. It had a paint run on it.
Yep.
And they said, "Oh yeah, bring it in whenever. We'll replace it." Okay, I go there. And they had told me it was in. They go, "Okay, cool. We'll give you a call. Probably be done in about 3 weeks." I'm like, I was like, "No, I rode here." I'm like, I'm leaving here, and they put it in the shop and did it. But I'm just like, 3 weeks. I'm like, get out of here with that.
I'd just be like, cool. Where do I stay?
Yeah.
Where's my loner?
So how are you, Mr. Mortician?
I'm doing all right.
Yeah. How was Florida, and how'd you like it down there and hanging out?
It was a really good time. I was down in the area back in October. My brother-in-law actually lives about 15 minutes away from the Forgotten Angels compound.
Wow.
So we'd gone down back in April or back in October. My brother-in-law and I trailered our bikes down, spent a long weekend. So I had met a lot of the people down there at that time.
Yep.
And then, it was kind of last minute, finally made the decision to go down for this trip. But I'll tell you, going on that property and being there was truly humbling. David and Cindy are some of the nicest people I have ever met. And every bit of that $106,000 and change is going to go right back into that property, the kids.
Yep.
It's really an amazing thing that they're doing down there. And then to see what Road King Kong has already started to generate in just a week's time.
Yeah, I mean, day one was 40,000, 30,000, I think.
Yeah, I flipped on the website at like 6:45 in the morning when I got up that morning, and it had already gone live, and it was already over $1,500.
Yeah,
I'm like, that's just crazy.
I so can't wait to park that bike in my garage.
I'll be riding it past you, and I'll wave.
When we were on one of the sunset rides, my Street Glide is the same color, and a guy next to me looks over and goes, "Is that the raffle bike?" I'm like, "No, this is its baby brother."
It could be. How much do you want for it? To put it this way, the Road King Kong raffle right now, and this is as of literally 5 seconds ago, $49,375 has already been raised.
Nice.
And how much longer do they have to go?
202 days.
October
22nd it closes.
Be successful.
Yeah.
I mean, almost halfway to what they have already made.
I was gonna say that's gonna beat Weem's bike.
He got the first ticket.
Which kind of honestly, that's kind of sad because like Weem's bike was pretty amazing.
It's one of those things, It was a 1952 Triumph.
Yep.
Right.
Speed Twin.
Yeah, and then you throw a 131 cubic inch Harley at the matter. I mean that fits so many people's demographic right now.
Yep.
I mean, I said to my wife, I was like, if I was to have won that Triumph, I don't honestly think I don't have the space to store it properly. I can store it, not properly, because that chrome that bike is going to need. I don't think I could do it. That's why I love blacked out crap so much.
Yeah.
I think definitely when I get my next bike, it's going to be zero chrome.
Well, then you're not getting a Harley because they like to throw chrome in there no matter what.
There's at least one chrome eagle like hiding underneath the pipe.
Oh, dude! Like when I bought my Road Glide Special, the thing's supposed to be blacked out. What they do? They put a fucking chrome kickstand on it. Like, I just bought a whole black bike. You can't give me a black kickstand, you dicks.
That's hilarious. I just had that conversation with my brother-in-law this afternoon. My Slim had a black kickstand.
Well, I was gonna say my wife's like $8,000, like Sportster 883's got a black kickstand, but my $28,000 all blacked out bike has a chrome one. What the hell are you doing?
Exactly. Yeah, as it should.
And then it's got the little chrome parts on the top of the engine, and little bits of chrome here and there. And I'm like, I don't want chrome.
See, now you're gonna make me be that guy when I get mine to be like, you're gonna have to replace the kickstand or the deal's dead. I'd be like, right when I'm about to sign, like, wait a second, I'm still once over. You have to bail on the kickstand.
Oh God! So I just went. My buddy just bought the new Road King.
Yep.
And I told him, I'm like, dude, hit me up before you buy anything, because they're just gonna dick you. And he bought it. He didn't get the second key fob. I would have held out for that. Same thing, chrome kickstand, bunch of crap like that. I just totally started dumping on Harley as a company right in front of the dude that's like
Filthy.
that's talking about everything. It's like the dude sitting there going through the bike with my friend. He's like, well, there's this and that. And I'm like, yeah, because Harley's too damn lazy to do this the right way.
And I just, that's the thing with, there's always that one little part that will stick out, and it's just like, that doesn't belong there. It's like, what are you guys doing here? I know, my bike had that paint run on it, but so my bike is a 2016. So 2017 was the last year that they produced it. They threw Bluetooth in them at that point. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? I'm like, here I am with this little dongle that's in my saddlebag that rattles around. I'm like, you guys couldn't have thrown Bluetooth in when everyone wanted it, but the last year they're in develop, they're like, let's give it to them. It's like, jackass.
Dude, like the Road King, my buddy just got he got the snake bite venom one, so I'm gonna keep making fun of him because that's the dumbest color on earth.
See, I'm gonna have to hang up. You have offended me. I am done.
I would get it. I would 100% get it if it did not have the one logo right on the fairing. I just think that is the biggest eyesore.
I would get it if I didn't already get that color out of my system in the 80s when I had it on a Matchbox car.
My mother-in-law's Bonneville.
I think it should just been blacked out. I think it would have made it cooler, but I want everything blacked out.
Well, you can have a ticket with it.
The things like,
what color was it? It was green. Look at
the
this
things
way,
like
it's blue.
Your Honor, stand over there.
Stay over there. It's blue.
It's almost $30,000, and they still don't have LED directionals and taillights in it.
Speaking of which, have you seen the new replacement taillight they came out with from Harley?
Is it an extra $30,000?
Probably. It's at least $300 or $400. But somebody posted a video. I saw it the other day. It's really slick looking. I think it's overpriced. All their LEDs are overpriced, but they did a really nice job with it. It's sequential too. The outside glows amber, and then the sequential comes in, and it looks really cool. I don't know how bright it actually is because that's hard to tell on camera, but it looks pretty slick.
What's up, Back Outlaw down the main?
I'll drop here. Let me find it. I'll drop it in the chat.
And Donna just said, he can't wait for the Pan America to ride there.
Yeah,
that's going to turn into snake venom soon.
Probably.
But Donna, if you do a test ride on that, I think everyone's waiting to see test ride videos on that bike.
Which one, the Pan America?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know there's a couple. I know there's a couple out there, but that I think is going to be a big time video if you can get your legs over one.
Yeah, that would be a cool one to test ride. I mean, I think that I don't find that bike too appealing to look at, but I like all the technology that Harley's using on it, and I'm really hoping that starts rolling into more of their other bikes.
Absolutely.
Which tech?
The fact that they're actually using LEDs. I like the liquid cooled engine that's on there that they're claiming is 150 horsepower.
Well, they wouldn't lie to you. It's Harley.
I feel like they might actually be telling the truth because that's one of the first bikes where they actually told you how much horsepower is on it. Normally, they just tell you the torque.
Just shove that engine in my bike, I'd be happy. Liquid cooled, fully liquid cooled. Come on, that'd be awesome.
Well, and that's the thing. If they take that and they throw that into like the road glides and street glides, you would actually have like, you know, baggers that can compete with the Challenger, at least engine wise.
Yeah. Absolutely. I know. If I actually sent him an invite, I don't know where he is, but I sent Lakes Region Rider an invite because he has a Victory Judge, and him and I have raced because we have the same engine, but I mean his is also like 300 pounds less than mine.
Yep.
But man, the difference the 106 does in that bike is incredible, absolutely incredible.
Oh, the Judge was basically just meant to be like a muscle bike, so
It's a sweet bike.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they only made it for 2 years, 3 years. Very limited.
By what, the Gunner?
I think the Gunner.
The Gunner was fun. I took that for a test ride.
Yeah. But I mean, seeing all those Indian videos that came out this past week, just I'm sitting there, I'm watching Blockhead's video, I'm watching Brandon Picasso's video, I'm sitting there watching Her Two Wheels. I'm just like, okay, I need to stop watching this because I'm starting to like the looks of them.
I honestly think they're just I think they're trying to fill that void for the Dynas. And that,
Yeah.
I don't think that's a bad thing because a lot of people are upset that the Dynas were gone. But I mean, like, it doesn't have the monoshock like the Softails.
Yeah. Filthy. He just knows the ETV. So wait, Filthy, did you see my Grogu?
Grogu's the man.
He's not creepy. Come on.
Grogu Luigi.
Yeah, I really think that they're just trying to fill that void that was left behind on the Dynas, and I think that's not a bad thing at all. So
yeah, it's only a matter of time before they come back.
Yeah. Do you think that that's a they're trying to fix a hole that may or may not exist? I love the Speedo with the GPS in it. I think that's I'm a tech guy though, so I think that's pretty slick because it doesn't stand out. It just works.
First 2 seconds of Blockhead's video, when I see him doing the touch screen on that, I'm just like, give me? Give me?
Yeah, no, I saw that in the original promo videos, and I'm like, damn, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. I mean, they're doing a lot of great things, and you know, I hate going back to this, but like for Victory, I love how much my bike turns people's heads because that fairing stands out. And
I mean, one of the things that annoyed me when they folded Victory was like they didn't have to fold the whole Victory line. They could have just rebadged some of the better selling bikes and moved them over that weren't competing with what Indian already had. Most of the stuff Indian put out at the time had that classic look. So you could have rolled over the Judge. You could have rolled over like the Vegas and like, you know, your bike and just renamed it something goofy and Indian, like, you know, oh, this is the Indian Tomahawk. This is the Indian Trail Runner. This is the Indian Pony. Like whatever the hell you want it. I mean,
the Indian Pony. Giddy up, boys.
At the time, they didn't really deviate from those like names. I mean, now they are with like the Challenger and stuff. But
yeah,
I mean, you could have taken those bikes, just kind of rebadged them, folded them in, so you like Indian would have like hit the ground running with like a more performance line, and you would have been fine. I understand like getting rid of some of like the redundancy, but
thanks, Filthy. But I don't know, like, where do you guys see? Do you just see Indian and Harley taking off as just the absolute cruiser? You know, it's either this or that. because I don't see any of these other, like, I don't see Kawasaki doing a cruiser like them. I don't see Honda really. I mean, the Goldwing, you can say, is still a hot commodity, but I don't see any of these other dealers that are putting in what these two are doing.
Well, I guess part of it comes down to what happens with the new Buell bikes when those come out.
Yeah.
Because a lot of those are, the whole thing is, the marketing is American bikes, and they're coming right after the Indian and Harley market.
Yeah.
I want to see Harley come out with something that's a statement, and I think that I think the Pan American is, but I'd like to see them take a bike that's super high tech and make it a premium bike. Have something that sits at the top of the platform, or regardless of where it falls in, I guess, in the lineup. But it's a bike that's slightly out of the scope of what Harley is, and build on that, because I still don't think the Indian quality's there. It's just my opinion, but I think Harley needs to do something drastic, and just, like, I don't know about anybody else, but when the Pan American came out, I was just like, what? This is really happening? This is crazy. Like, where do I get my hands on one?
Donna has a good question. What do you think of the Harley Davidson 1250 custom?
I think that's going to be the new Sportster.
Mm-hmm.
Because let's face it, Harley never calls anything like a number and a custom. So I think that's their way of introducing the bike until it rolls out, and then they go, oh yeah, by the way, Sportster's dead. This is the Sportster now.
Yeah. I think they're taking a page out of Kawasaki's book where, they had the Ninja 250, 300, 500, 550, 600, so on and so forth. Now you're going to have, well, for the time being, 883, 1200, 1250. It's only a matter of time.
But they all come from a model, so it's always like the Sportster 883, the Sportster, 1200.
Well, could you kill the Sportster name and kind of make a statement, in a sense, that you're killing that legacy instead of coming out with something new? So now it's, it's no longer the girl's bike, which I disagree that it is, but I think that bike looks like a V-Rod. It looks like a slammed V-Rod. I love it.
How's it going, Get Wrenched? How are you doing tonight?
Yeah, I think it's a great looking bike. I'm definitely curious to see what they're going to do with it. But I mean, if you looked at the Bronx before they killed that, it looked pretty
Brian's sliding out.
No, it was just such a great. I thought it was so cool. It was another thing that was out of the realm.
But it looked very close to that 1250 custom. So I feel like it was going to be like, the Sportster Bronx, the Sportster like 1250 custom, stuff like that.
I felt like it looked like an electric or a gas powered live wire. I thought that was kind of cool.
So, actually, I'm glad you just said Livewire. I know you guys probably saw this on Instagram 2 days ago. It was an April Fool's joke. The electric glide.
It actually looked good.
I'm sitting there going, okay, April Fool's joke aside, I want that.
I'd buy it.
I want to see that.
Except the fact that it's a bagger, so it's going to be like 30 grand and do 300 miles before it needs to be charged.
Charge up every 12 minutes. Every 12 minutes you have to charge it.
Yeah, not even 300 miles. The live wire gets 100 miles. So you're going to spend 30 grand on a bagger that does 100 miles. Baggers are meant for touring. Where the hell are you touring where you can only go 100 miles?
So Victory had an electric bike.
Yep.
And right after they folded, the prices of those were cut 75%, and they'd throw 3 batteries at you for buying one.
Nice.
They're like, we don't want these. You guys can buy it for this much. Here's some extra batteries. We won't be able to support this bike. And it just came out too. Like, I was just like, wow. I'm like, that. And you can't find them now. You can't find those bikes anywhere. You can't find the batteries. So they were right. They didn't support it. No. And unfortunately, with, like how you said, the 10 years for the parts for those, a lot of it has to come from insurance claims to actually qualify. It's so crazy.
Oh, yeah. I mean, once I saw that they were like, hey, we're going to support parts for 10 years, it's like, yeah, you're going to support them, But day one versus like, the last day in 10 years, there's going to be a whole different like price, and there's going to be a whole different availability. You're not pumping these parts out at the exact same like rate for 10 years at the exact same price. So
yeah. Get Wrench says, I don't think the 1250 is going to be replacing the Sportster. There'll probably be a year or two while the Sporty gets redesigned.
But the thing is, like, so the Sporty as it isn't going to meet emission standards and stuff overseas.
True.
So Harley has two options. They either just make the Sporty in the U.S. until they finally cannot make it in the U.S. They can redesign it a few times, clean up the engine a little bit, or they can take the custom and all that crap, rename it, and make it so you can take that bike and sell it across the world again.
Yeah. And like when I went to Indonesia, I mean, full of scooters. I mean,
yeah.
That's the market there. It's these little 125 scooters, 150 scooters. I saw 2 Harleys when I was there, which just blew my mind because they're full baggers. I'm like, I don't know how this person's getting through all this traffic because it is just ridiculous.
Well, I think it's a point of status at that point. Like those two people are probably loaded, or they're the U.S. version of the kid who works at McDonald's and has like the $50,000 car, but that is all he owns.
Well, it's like over in Singapore. Fletch was telling me that a CVO that goes for like 50 here, after taxes and import, you're paying like 100,000 equivalent over there. So, yeah, it's a status symbol to have a Harley Davidson. Yeah,
you spend $100,000, you still have to change the handlebars.
Yeah.
Luckily, they're not status symbols here. So,
I know, right?
Oh God!
If you look at Bry and Chopper, we all have the same glasses.
Pretty much fatheads.
Whoa! Way to start out.
Just took that right to 11.
Yeah. Are your kids awake?
Check your check Discord. I sent you a message.
That's the name of them, is fatheads.
Oh. Well, sorry.
I come on Bry's show and I insult him the next time I see him. That's what I did.
That was such a good interview between you two. Like, that was so much fun to watch.
Hey, thanks for interviewing me, jerk. Screw you.
Well, I have some slots open. I mean, if you
No, I meant like Chopper Fed. Like,
hey,
thanks for having me on my show.
I'll have you on. You gotta have ET closer. I want it to be creepier. ET's gotta be right next to me.
I actually can't move him closer because he is it. Like, I'm surprised you haven't heard this. I thought you were in some of the other chats I've been in. He is in a replica set ready movie version of the bicycle from the movie.
I see the milk crate, so I was kind of wondering.
Oh, that's
cool. The bike he's in is actually, it's a full like film ready replica of the bike that was used in the movie. Right down to like the tread being worn down and like the steel cable and the brake line like being like frayed a bit and the paint being scuffed up.
That's pretty cool.
Yes, yeah, so I can't really move him from there.
Good evening. Now there are 5 people with the exact same glasses.
Nowhere
I
near.
feel like I have like the hipster glasses on all of a sudden now, and I can't change my other ones because they're the same style. Damn.
Yeah, mine are made of metal.
I'll fix this.
I'm just waiting for a Moto Mortician to get up and be like, screw this, I'm going to go get glasses.
I was thinking about it.
There we go.
I feel left out.
They're not square.
Yeah. Mine are made of metal because I'm not poor. So.
Oh. Burn.
I'm broke. Mine are made of graphite. So.
I think, what am I? Ralph Lauren.
Well, fancy.
Well, they're good in name. I'll use the money to buy shit like this instead, though.
Who was that? Glenn Levitt?
Was that?
That's Glenn Dronick.
Oh, okay.
That's a single malt, fully sherry matured in Oloroso and Pedro Jimenez cast Scotch. The good stuff.
It sounds like a 3-year.
No, it's 12-year.
I'm joking.
So what is everyone drinking? What's everyone got?
I've got rum and Crystal Light because I don't know. It's what was in the fridge.
Mountain Dew?
I've got Diet Dew because I'm on call.
Oh.
Yeah, I've
I
got
just finished.
water tonight.
I just finished a Diet Coke. I'm lame dad tonight.
Pull up the jam.
I can't stay long, by the way, not to be rude, but granted, you're a good friend, so I'm coming on. My wife is pissed that I'm even on here for 2 minutes because I'm supposed to be hanging out with her.
I appreciate you stopping in, man. I do.
All right. I'm just going to have a quick drink with you guys, and I'm going to take off.
Well, cheers to you, man. Congratulations on 1,500 subscribers.
Yeah, that's it.
Congratulations.
Dude, I lost 275 subscribers when I switched my channel from a whiskey channel to a motorcycle channel. All the alcoholics ran away. They were like,
bikers don't drink.
No, we're sober bunch.
We're sober.
It was just a painful memory that you brought up for them from when they used to have licenses.
Yeah.
Alan's drinking some Dr. Pepper. Add a little Jaeger to that.
Ooh, Jaeger and
Maybe
Dr.
maybe they made poor life choices and bought the bike and they can't afford the good stuff anymore.
Nah, dude, it's Red Bull.
That's why you do what I do.
They can only afford the 3-year. Sorry, man.
No worries. That's why you do what I do, and then you buy yourself a Kawasaki so you can still afford shit. So
there you go.
That makes sense.
But then you look at everybody on their Harleys and their Indians and their freaking Ducatis, and you get jealous, and you're waiting. But I'm saving up.
I was gonna say it's easy to look at us because we're on the side of the road fixing our shit while you're riding by.
I went to a Harley. My dealer had an event Wednesday. They're handing out Miller Lite. I'm like, how fitting. Like, we're just gonna keep with all the stereotypes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. I pulled in a Harley dealership today. They're cranking Aerosmith. I'm like, why not? Like, of course you are.
There was actually going to be a clothing line or something with Aerosmith. If I read
because
right.
Why not? Like, let's give the kids what they want.
There was a guy celebrating his tri-glide with a cut on, not a 3-patch cut, but a cut, using a walker, and he's dancing around because he brought it. And they posted the video on the dealer's webpage. I'm like, we're just driving a stereotype. Dude, pouring down rain.
Bought his trike, threw on his Sons of Anarchy cut, and started dancing with his walker.
It's pouring rain.
That's Sons of Anarchy.
Wearing cuts. I'm like, what?
Good for him for being out riding still, though.
It's not Sons of Anarchy. He's wearing the BLS cut. Come on.
Oh man.
No, it is good for him, but I think it's really funny that they continue to drive a stereotype.
Well, it was funny, and I really wish I had my camera with me, but Lakes Region Rider and I went up the Kangamangas Highway. We got this little pull off, and we're getting out. We're taking our time. We're just like looking around. This guy comes walking past us, and he's wearing literally Sons of Anarchy full cut. I'm just sitting there going, I'm just like, I'm like, dude, why? And then I look down. He's walking a cat. It's a cat on a leash. I'm just like,
good.
I went, Lakes, where's your phone?
I know they're in New Hampshire.
There's some,
but back on the bike, I'm like, I want to take a picture of this so badly.
As Josh says, in a way, though, like I kind of agree with them. The more of us out there, the better. So even the guys that are playing dress up, as long as there's more bikes out there, it's cool. More of us compared to car drivers, so let them have their fun.
I feel like that's a give or take because there's some very horrible people out there making things very horrible.
No.
I mean, like, I don't care about all the riders that, they get their bagger, they put their 72-inch big wheel on the front, and they go park in front of a strip club for the whole night. That's fine. They're out of my way. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
But you get the people that, they play dress up and they want to pretend they're in a gang, and then they start being dicks to everybody around, and then those people assume that that's what every biker does.
Cutting through traffic,
I
punching
told-
mirrors off.
I told Captain Grant last time we were talking. Me and my friends, we drive through them. Like when they go 2 up, and we see like the single patch guys that we know they're not a real gang and shit like that, and they're riding 45 kilometers a fucking hour on the highway and trying to block it. Like fuck this, just ride right through them, giving them the finger the whole way up. Fuck like
What's that in Bald Eagles?
I remember when I had my Kawasaki Ninja years back, and granted, I don't know if you've been to Manchester at all, but there's a restaurant called the Yi Dynasty, and I was at the red light in front of the Yi Dynasty, and there was like a car in front of me, and then another bike it was a sport bike with dual exhaust. I'm not sure what it was, but the dude on the bike was way bigger than the fucking bike. It was just like, and then there was another bike in front of him, and the guy in the very front, he starts revving up his engine and just sounding like an ass. And then he turns and he looks to the guy behind him, and he starts revving up his engine and sounding like an ass. And then he looks at me, and I'm just like,
No.
we're not doing this, dude. We're not. Like,
one of the last times that I actually was like down in Manchester was when I was looking to buy my first motorcycle, and I went to a dealership down there.
Not Mom's.
It was.
Oh God.
They refused to sell me a bike that wasn't that they refused to sell me a bike that was any higher than a 300. They go, it's your first bike. We're not going to sell you a 600. We're not going to sell you anything like that. You get a 250 and that's it. They were trying to get me on a Hyosung. I said, no.
You know what? I'll agree with the dealer if they're being if they're being smart and sincere when it comes to race bikes. But when it comes to cruisers, man, even to a beginner, you could sell them a 1200. It's not going to fucking kill them. Like if it's a race bike, I understand it. But when you're a cruiser, you're just trying to get a second sale. Fuck that, man.
That's what they're after. It's the second sale.
Yeah.
Well, at the time, I know Mom's, like, I'm assuming this was what, like maybe 10 years ago?
Right around there, yeah.
Yeah, they were leaning heavy into those Hyosungs. They were really trying to make them go.
Mm-hmm.
One of my friends
is, the guy even goes, these bikes are like a Kodak camera.
Yeah.
You use it up, you bring it back.
No, because
That
people actually
shows you how old this is. If you're talking about Kodak cameras.
Yeah. Oh, thanks.
Yeah, no, people actually like Kodak. Like the
He's on
Hyosungs
a roll today. Jeez.
The Hyosungs were like the first generation of like Kias. They were just like super cheap and giant pieces of crap.
Well, you could have did the mistake I did. My first bike was a CBR 1000, which I fucking crashed like a week after owning it and fucked up. Got like 8 speeding tickets within a month, and I was like, okay, I shouldn't have this bike anymore.
See, my heart was set on a bike they had there, and the guy refused to sell it to me. It was a Ninja 650 EX, beautiful, like burnt orange, with a Two Brothers exhaust on it.
Ooh.
It sounded mean, and I'm just like, this is what I want. And the guy goes, "No, I'm not gonna sell it to you." I'm like, come on, dude. I'm like, I got money in hand. He's like, nope. He goes, you want to do that? Go up to National Power Sports. I went, okay.
See ya.
Went up, and I mean, how it worked out at the end, I got a 883 for a starter. I mean, I probably sat on 20, 30 bikes out there because they have like over 600 to 700 used bikes usually. Right now, they're completely low. But I threw a leg over on like 20 or 30 bikes. I found what was comfortable, where my legs positioned, everything. And that bike just was for me at that moment. Of course, I pushed it most of the time I owned it, but
But you looked cool pushing it.
I did.
All blacked out, yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta give huge props to Tim though. He just did like fucking like 3-state tour on a Sportster like a couple of weeks ago. Well, no, still on it now, eh?
I thought he posted they just got home. He's in Arkansas now.
Good for him.
I mean, back in the day, like people like toured with the freaking Sportsters all the time. They took them cross country.
Yeah, but he's like 20 or like 19 or 20 years old. He's like a really young kid, man. I'm like,
Oh yeah,
proud
no,
of him, man. He put on.
I mean, I'm not discounting him. I think that's
Yeah.
fantastic. I'm just saying, like, you know, the back in the day, that I know a lot of people, like even Brian mentioned earlier, like people call it the girls' bike, and it's like that. It's like one of the most diverse bikes out there, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially
I
if you
think,
look overseas.
I think people
it's
get
really-
very hung up anymore that they're limited in what they're riding to what they can do with it. And I don't think that, you know, I started with a 400cc scooter and I never once went anywhere that I felt like I was limited. Highway, everything. It was like, I don't know. It's what I had. It's where I'm going.
Well, I had a 49cc BWS. We call it B-Wizzes in Quebec. I don't know what you guys call the Yamaha BWS in the States, but it's like a 49cc, and I like back in the day you could illegally change the engine and put in like a 200cc engine in there, and you just blip on it, and it used to do fucking wheelies like nonstop, and like, that thing was like insane. Like I missed that thing.
Of course, now we live in the age of, you know, the Honda Grom, and, you know, max speed of maybe 50
downhill with the wind.
I remember like when I bought my Ninja, it was a 600, and everyone's like, "Oh, why didn't you get the 1000?" And now everyone's like, "Oh, look, I got a
don't
bought a Grom."
Dude, I laugh so hard. Like I still watch Baker X Derek's videos like all the time. I love his metal detecting videos, and then when he finds the mystical flute man. But there's one video in particular. He was on his Grom and he was going to, I think it was like Best Buy for something, and he made the wrong turn and he got on the highway with his Grom, and he goes, screw it. He goes, I'm just gonna go, and you just see all these cars going like 90 past him. He's sitting there going, this is dumb.
Well, if you ever get a chance, check out Riding Dad's channel. He has a Grom and he put a big bore in it.
I actually just subscribed to him. I think it was like 2 nights ago when I came across his channel.
Nice.
Yeah,
he's fun, but he's got the Dyna Lowrider S, and he also has the Grom, and he put the big bore in himself for the Grom, and it made a big difference.
Is it illegal in like in Canada? You can't put anything under 125 cc's on the highway. Do you guys like have the same kind of laws in the States? Like it has to be able to do at least 90 like
so
miles.
A lot of
an
the
hour.
states have a minimum, and usually it's 55, somewhere around there. I mean, the one highway that goes straight north south in my state, speed limit 70.
All right.
So I mean, if you're sitting there on the highway and on a 125cc Grom going 55 maybe, and cars are flying past you 70, I'm sorry, I'm riding in the breakdown lane at that point.
Well, what's also funny is like with the speed limit of 70, you think people are actually doing 70.
They're doing 90.
90.
When I was in Texas, me and my friends, we were doing like when I was doing the Route 66, we were doing about 135 kilometers, which equates to about 85 kilometers per hour. And we thought, like, you know, we're doing 85 miles per hour. We thought, okay, we're going pretty fast, like on cruisers, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking the trucks, the F-150s were doing like 105 miles an hour, 110 miles an hour. Just it was like, Jesus Christ, people down here drive like fucking mental cases. Like,
dude, I was on 95 going through Jersey, going south, and I was doing like 85 on my Cowie. And people were blowing by me, and I'm like, well, I guess I could speed up. And like, I was doing 110, and I was keeping up with the traffic.
yeah.
I was like, New Jersey is awesome.
Yep.
No, it's not. I can assure you. It's
To drive through. New Jersey is fine to drive through.
When the whole state is like, yeah, 110 is cool.
Because Massachusetts doesn't exist.
We totally exist. We're awesome.
Okay, you exist currently because the Red Sox are back.
0-2.
Are they 0-2?
What's going
Probably.
on? Is attacking people today. He's very.
I've been up since 4 a.m. I've been up since. So yeah, you're getting the raw deal.
If I could actually have this on StreamYard, I could make like a little thing and just put sassy across. But the thing is, I don't know how to have it. So when I do stream labs, how to bring other people in.
Thanks, Ty.
I need to figure that one out.
It's all about the ET.
It's all about the ET. Can I?
All right, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take off and drop out, and you guys can invite someone else up. My wife is gonna be
Other
talking
hand.
to me right now.
All right, dude. Hey, thank you so much for coming in, hanging
Ah,
out.
dude, it's a pleasure, dude. You're like literally one of the first guys that really got me into the community. So thanks a lot, Granite, and the rest of you guys. I know a lot of you I've seen are subscribed to me now, and I appreciate it. I've subscribed to all you guys too, and I'm loving it, man. This was a lot more comfortable than last night's stream. As much as I love Doodle, she's awesome, but I was like the only guy in a stream with like 9 women bikers, and I was just like, don't say anything sexist. Don't say anything sexist. It's like,
They're all like, "Who's the ugly dude?" Man, we hear
yeah.
dicks.
It's like,
Doodle is so amazing.
she's awesome. She's
She
awesome.
really is.
Yeah. But they started getting into politics, and I was like, I'm gonna go now. Like I was like, see you guys later.
She did a video challenge a couple of years ago of do a TV show or movie and what motorcycles those characters would ride. And she issued the challenge out to like Shade Tree, and Shade Tree did his, and then I'm watching. I'm like, wow, he did a really good job with that. And then he goes, all right, so I challenge Captain Grant. I went, son of a bitch. I was like, great. Now I have to do it. But it was fun. It was a fun challenge.
Been in any of his videos? I feel like you need to be in some.
Yeah.
I haven't. I've never met him, like in real life.
Well, you guys should at least do a live together or something eventually.
He is doing some upgrades to his upcoming streams, so working through on that, which would be pretty cool.
He kind of reminds me a little bit like of Ralphie in the whiskey community, which is like he's nice, he's awesome, he's very welcoming to everybody, but he still does his own stuff for his own kind of channel, kind of thing like that. But still, like at the same time, he's helpful with everybody. Like I'm not gonna say anything wrong. Josh helped me out. Like yesterday, he put me over the top there. He sent out some message, and I went over 1,500 in like 5 minutes. I'm like, fucking thank you. Yeah. Josh is the man. But they're respected members of the community, but they kind of focus on their own stuff, which is fine. There's no problem with that. But at the same time, helps everybody else out, which is cool.
The power of the Shade Tree Army is very strong.
So I made the name now because Shade Tree has the army, and everybody else has like their people or whatever. I'm calling my group the Horde. So I've decided for that. For anyone who subscribed to me, it's the Horde when I do my t-shirt. Yeah.
That's weird because I call my people, oh shit, someone showed up.
All right.
I mean, I have to be sociable.
Have a great night, guys. Awesome
Cheers,
as
man.
always. Cheers.
Have a good one, man.
You too.
Is there 2 done lives in the chat right now? Okay. Well, it's weird. StreamYard showing DUHN life and then DUNN life, but I don't know. I blame StreamYard.
That's StreamYard's way of telling me that I need to upgrade. But yeah, I don't even think I ever came up with a name for like my subscribers or anything like that. Like, what do I call them? The Pebbles? I mean, you know how many times I get called Captain Countertop at this point? I'm like, thanks. I'm like, I appreciate that.
Yeah, I just keep thinking Captain Planet. So.
I feel like
our powers combined.
I feel like that's like almost too much marketing. I'm not that creative. It's like you see people that have like 50 followers and they have this whole thing down and they've got merch. I'm like, nah, you're too into this.
I've definitely seen people with like 25 like followers and they're like, hey, I'm opening a Teespring store. I'm like, for who?
Their mom.
I think I had a Teespring at 400 subscribers, and even then it was just like, because you can set it so okay, it's only active for like this amount of time. Like I never kept it active until I hit like 700. I'm like, I'm just gonna leave it on. I'm like, if it's there. Like,
The only reason Yeah, I mean the only reason I have it is just so I get a discount on the stuff that I give away. So it's really the only reason I
Do you
have
want a
it.
sample for half price? Yes.
Yes.
I
Why
just
do
got
you
an
keep
email.
ordering these?
I got an email from Amazon because I have Amazon affiliate links in my my videos, and they're like, "Hey, you haven't set up your bank account yet, so we can't pay you. You need to fix that." And I looked, and it's like, no clicks, no sales, no. I'm like, what the hell am I setting it up for?
You know, I did say when I hit 1,000 subscribers, I wanted to have something that was, you know, I've seen other people have, but I really wanted my own key tag. And I finally pulled the I actually just paid for it today, but I finally pulled the trigger on it to have my own key tags made up.
I saw
I
that.
saw that. That looks cool.
I'm just like, I'm. It's so cool. I just want them.
It's all about being functional.
I have mine here somewhere. Yeah, I do.
I will say, like, yeah, see? I almost made poker chips instead of those.
I see a lot of poker chips.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, you know, I actually have a couple right here. But I was like, I think
I got this one somehow.
Oh, what a loser. Oh, see, I can hit it myself.
There.
Deluxe.
Hi,
Yeah.
Deluxe Chimp. Yep.
I mean, I keep everything. I keep every letter I get. It's all right here in my little storage container.
Yeah, I keep them in Storm. The only thing that I looked at is it's like, all right, these are cool, but I think the thing that like deterred me the most was watching Blue Bike and Doyle, because he was getting all the chips and he's like, what the hell am I going to do with these? And he started throwing them in Ziploc bags. And I was like, that is a fair assessment. So I was like, all right, you know, what can I do that's like, you know, tied to my channel, like something that makes sense for my channel. So I went with the bottle openers instead.
Yeah, I used yours the other day. Actually, worked good. Worked good.
What do you guys do with your stickers that you guys get? I mean, I know you got your garage door. You've been.
Mine are. I don't have a ton. Mine are sitting in a drawer. I haven't really done a whole lot with them.
Yeah.
I
put
bought
mine in
a,
my bags.
I was thinking about putting them in my trailer and just making like a sticker wall in the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
I bought a dry erase board, so it's just like already kind of framed, and I just been putting them on the dry erase board.
Yep. What about you, Mortician?
I put mine in my bags, in the saddle bags.
Yep.
So Chimp does that too.
I got mine on my beer fridge here. So it's one thing that I hate is you see like I gotta get my finger in the right position. Right here is a dead area, and then like here is a dead area, and I haven't gotten the right size sticker to fill that hole, and I don't want to overlap anyone. So now I'm kind of filling up the side here. Oh,
what's up, man?
Ty from Tennessee.
What's going on?
I summoned him with the poker chip.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, he even said in the chat too, you know, that ball opener is dope. Thank you for the one you sent me.
It is, man. That's good stuff.
Yeah, it was just, I mean, honestly, it was just like, all right, well, you know, bikes, beards, and brews. So, like, bottle openers, brews, that makes sense.
Yep.
My done life is now just staring at my fridge, looking at the little holes, and just like, I can't do this. Like, literally, I've gotten like 4 or 5 new stickers in lately, and I'm like sitting there trying to like fit it up. I'm like, I gotta start putting them from the side. Like, I seriously thought Biker Babe Bess was gonna fit perfectly in one of the spots, and I'm just like, I cover up just enough of someone's sticker that I just didn't like it.
Yeah, actually, I like the overlap here and there when it's done, like, you know, when you can still see all the logo and the design and stuff.
Yeah.
I just have to step up my game and get something to give away now. Damn it.
I blame Rev Nerd though. He sent me a huge sticker of his, and I've been like harping him for years. I'm like, dude, make stickers. I'm like, do not make me go onto Teespring, create a sticker just so I can have one of yours.
Well, it makes me. Let me look at this real quick. How many followers does North Co Baggers have?
On
Let me look at this. Hold on.
YouTube? Or...
Yeah. All right. They have 152 subscribers. Those guys have taken it right to 11 with their merch. Have any of you gotten like an envelope from North Co Baggers?
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
Holy! Go make friends with those guys. Like they set you up. You get poker chips, stickers, like 3 different types of stickers, a pen. You get a pen. Like
my wife steals all my pens, so I could use a pen.
they they sent me like a 5-pound envelope of just stuff. I'm like, holy shit, dude, you guys are coming in hot.
Our 6 monkey sent me my wildest package. Like he had poker chips, stickers. He had something else in there that just was like crazy, and then a full lanyard for keys. I'm like, holy crap, dude! I'm like, I sent you 2 stickers.
I got a Grogu in the mail. That was fun.
Nice.
I got a Grogu in the mail too, actually.
The 5 Dirty Bikers sent me this as a surprise. That was really funny. I was like, open up the mail and I'm like, what is this package? This little baby Grogu.
Actually, I must say, Rev Nerd actually might take the cake for the craziest because he sent me a bunch of stickers. He sent me the Grogu, and then he sent me this 3D printed helmet wall holder to mount. So maybe.
All right, I'm gonna have to. Now I'm feeling bad about myself. I have nothing to send anybody.
So if Voss Helmets comes out with their new helmet this year, I get it. I have something to hang on the wall with.
When I first started, I thought I was being fancy because I sent out a sticker and wrote a personalized note on a 3x5 card, and then like I started getting all these envelopes. I'm like, this is so intricate. Like,
I sent like Flip and Shay and Shade Tree some stickers, and I wrote on the back of each and every one, and it was. Flip was on his video and he's reading them, and Josh is in there. He starts reading and goes, dude, your handwriting is shit. I'm like, I can't win. I just can't. Oh, but
that's it then, because no matter what you do, somebody's gonna say something. So I'm gonna have to figure out something creative.
I sent you a sticker, didn't I?
I don't think so.
You don't have a slice of toast? Oh, come on.
You have a
slice of toast.
Now you got me wondering. I haven't. Yeah, I got to find something to do with them.
oh man, didn't you do an interview with Granite before too?
I did. He was a fantastic.
I got toast.
Did like everyone been on your like show, man?
And the old man.
I don't have one of those. You have to hook me up.
I'll send everyone some toast. Whoever doesn't have any toast.
Granite doesn't send you stickers. Chopper Fett's sitting there taking shots at you the size of your head. Like
Instantly.
That was a generalization.
But
We
you
all had
realize,
big heads.
for the record, nobody hears his children crying.
Because one of them was just upchucking about 30 minutes ago. So
Ooh, that's
too much
fun.
too much Benadryl.
Yeah, too much medicinal.
I got this guy. Dude, he's in his own little bathtub.
I saw that. I think it was like Hot Topic was selling those the other day.
Dude, if I could mount that to the bike, done.
Maybe Chopper Fett's onto some. Maybe nobody likes me. Maybe that's why I don't have anything. myself.
Oh, the Badgers are in the side chat. What's up, the Badgers?
What up, Badgers?
Badgers? Very cool.
Now I'm going to have to dig through my sticker collection and see if it... Damn it, now I'm going to go look. Hold on.
And he's gone.
If anyone would like to... Oh, wait. There's 6 of us. Never mind. I didn't buy the extra StreamYard, so I can't have... Was it up to 10 people now?
9, 10, yeah, something like that.
Something like that.
If someone wants to jump in, feel free to kick me out. I don't mind.
I cannot justify paying, what was it, $20 a month?
I did it for 1 month because I did the one live stream, and I was like, oh, cool, let me put my watermarks up there and all that fun crap. And it was all right. And the good part is after you do the month, tell them that you want to cancel, and they'll throw you a deal that's cheaper.
Just like satellite radio, man. Those guys won't
Yep.
give up if you try to cancel that.
What's up, Mohawk Mike?
I had to tell XM that I burnt the car to the ground, that I did not own a vehicle that had
Well,
XM radio. And they're still like, oh, would you like us to send you a radio?
Yeah.
You're muted, Bri.
Say no. I'd like you to send me a car.
So you got Gorilla Biker.
Oh, I've got the Indianapolis police badge in case I get pulled over.
Don't impersonate cops.
Sir, do you know why I pulled you over? I have a sticker.
Sorry, officer. I was just.
So I went to the Harley dealership today. I'm walking into the Harley dealership. They had a guy out front because they had crap going on outside. Opens the door for me. So I'm like, cool, thanks. And I start walking in. He goes, do you know where you're going? And I'm like, yeah, I'm walking into a Harley dealership. And I walked away from the dude. He looked like so confused.
We went to the Verizon store down the street. It was only 1-to-1, so you could only be in there with the salesperson. It was like the strangest thing. I'm like, we're a year into this, and we're still at, like, oh god.
See if I this goes back to a story that I actually did. I was in a gym locker room once. It was myself and one other dude, and I ripped ass, and it was the nastiest fucking ass. And I decided to double down and look at the dude, with that look like he did it. And I just looked at the dude all offended because he just farted. If I was in a 1-to-1 store or something, I would do the same fucking thing. I would rip ass right in front of the dude and just look at them like they need to apologize to me.
We're in there trying to spend money. They're like, no, only one of you is allowed in here at a time. I'm like, yeah, okay.
Outback Outlaws in the house. What's up, dude? Eyeburner? Not so good at trolling. Welcome. Oh man. No, I've been working from home now for over a year, it seems. It just I don't know.
Yep.
I was actually riding through an area today. I don't know why I was on the bike today. It was so stupid. It was like 35 degrees out.
Oh, it's nice out.
And it was nice. It was chilly. It was very chilly. But I went through this area and I'm just like, wow, that's new. That's new. That's new. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, construction didn't stop. I'm like, that hotel is completely gone. And then I was like, oh, Harbor Freight's going in there. Well, at least I know where to get a bike stand.
Yeah, I'm working from home 100% of the time. You like it, or you for or against it? What do you think?
I like it. I don't want to go back to the office.
Yeah,
Me
I
neither.
love it.
yeah.
No. No, they're actually talking about not renewing the lease for the office.
Yeah.
So I'm like, because I already walked out of the office with a monitor. Like that, but when they said, you know what, we're done. We're going to be working from home till this is all situated. Yeah, I see your power wall. But literally, my boss goes, take anything you're going to need at home to work efficiently. I went, okay. Walked over to my desk, unplugged the monitor. He picked it up, started walking to my car. He goes, wait, where are you going with that? I'm like, I'm going to use it efficiently. I go throw it in my car. All the other coworkers in the room just look at me like, really? I'm like, yes, really. I'm like, you're lucky my chair doesn't go with it.
Dude, they sent us new chairs. They're like, if you want a chair, let us know. And I was like, screw it. I could use another chair. So I was like, send me a chair. They had Staples deliver me a brand new office chair.
I gotta try that. I got to try that and see if it works. I'm working from home 100% of the time. My wife we work for the same company. So she's here almost about 100% of the time. So, and I think I'm not 100% positive, but I'm hoping they make my position remote full time from here on out. So if so, that would just be awesome, but we'll see.
They asked us the other day, we had a meeting where it was a company meeting. They're like, we're going to open it up on the internal website where you can check a box. We want you to think about post-pandemic. If you want to come back to the office or you want to stay home, as long as your manager's cool with you staying home, you can stay home. And we're like, cool. So I then had a team meeting with, my manager and the rest of our team and stuff. And he was like, hey, I don't care where you guys work, if you want to be home or not. And I was like, yeah, dude, I'm going to stay home because most of the shit that I watch during the day is blocked by our firewall.
Exactly. 100%.
Yep. Been there.
I mean, I can now like keep up with people's YouTube videos when they get released, and I have Twitch streams up while I'm working. It's wonderful.
Plus, so if your internet goes down, you can always be like, "Oh, it's Friday. It's weird. My internet went down." Huh.
Yeah, I did that this week.
I don't.
2 o'clock came around. I'm like, oh, weird. My computer just shut off.
Dude, I kept roaming out of my I close the most tickets on my team, so nobody questions what I'm doing ever or wonders where I am. Friday, I just got bored. I went grocery shopping. I went down to my mechanic and picked up all my powder coated parts. I left and just watched TV for a little bit, and I still closed the most shit. It was ridiculous.
All right, you just used the term, you close tickets, so that kind of gives it away. You're obviously in IT, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Me too. So I get it.
Which sucks. I hate computers, but here I am.
I'm a recovering IT employee. I don't miss it.
Although the only thing that kills it for me is what the last meeting I had with my boss. He goes, just so you know, it's looking like they're going to make it so if you want to travel outside the U.S., you have to have the COVID shot. And he goes, I can't legally say you have to get the shot. He goes, I can say, though, in order for you to work here, you're going to need to travel outside the U.S. And I'm like, okay. So, yeah. So let's just say the 10th, I get a little prick.
The way I look at it,
I have a card if you want to make a copy of it. That's what I'll start giving away. That's it.
There you
go. Subscribe to my channel, you get a free Vax card. Thank you.
Which I have no qualms on. If I was going to get it anyway eventually, but this just makes it so. I have to get it.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. Even if there's a microchip in it, I don't care. If Bill Gates wants to see my freaking search history, that's his therapist bill, not mine. I don't.
Exactly.
I go in.
Bill Gates is gonna go. Okay, Captain Grant. Let's see who's in his circle. Yeah. All right, Holler Moto. Is there just a picture of his crotch cam?
I thought it was funny when everyone when you had a select group where they're like, oh, the government's injecting microchips in you to track you. I'm like, do you really think you and your rusted out freaking single wide are that important in life where the government needs to know where you are?
You need
We're already carrying the tracker.
5G though.
Yeah. I was like, I play Pokemon Go. They know where I am.
Yeah.
I just caught a Bulbasaur. Screw you.
Gotta catch them all.
I go in for my second one on Monday, so I didn't have any problems with the first one. I've heard some horror stories about the second one.
Took me out.
Yeah.
I've heard horror stories with the second one. Yeah. I know when my mom got it, she broke out in fever blisters. It's just weird.
Yeah.
So I'll just make sure I get the shot on a Thursday so I can claim that I'm having that no matter what and take Friday off.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's good. Hey,
go to China, get the suppository. I mean, it seems like that's what it.
I think that's where the next thing's going to be. Is now once the shots roll out enough, then it's going to be like the have and the have-nots, and it's going to be the whole thing all over again. It's going to be running amok.
They're giving the shots out for free. The only way you can have not is by not showing up.
No, but I'm going to say it's going to be the people that are not going to wear masks because they got the shot. So, or something like that. It's going to be the craziness of it all.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, Florida's already like going crazy about it. Like Ron DeSantis, the governor, has already issued an executive order that businesses can't require a COVID freaking passport to get in.
Yeah.
Well, now they're saying though this shot might only last 6 months too, so could be just something you have to get like twice a year anyway.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
It'll be like,
only we could get the suppository twice a year.
There you go. Just get like a little 6-pack of them. Self-administer it.
No way, man! I want someone else to do that. I definitely want someone else to do it for me.
Oh, that's a little tickle.
Show up at CVS, like drop your pants, grab your ankles, and be like, "Come at me, bro."
Hold on, I want to live stream this. We need the viewership.
Yeah, I need this for hits on my channel.
Hey guys, what's going on?
Here, welcome to the channel. You're looking at my asshole cam.
Sweet buttered toast.
Would that be good? Taking one for the team. Taking one.
Is that going to be the new YouTube Shorts? Is bending over and getting a suppository? Is that what we're going to do?
Yeah. Logan Paul will make it famous.
Oh, God.
Dude, I was actually watching wrestling last night, and he was on there. I was like, why? Why is Logan Paul on WWE? And sure enough, they're hyping him up for something for WrestleMania.
Well, did you see $1 Million Bogans on Big Brother?
I did.
See, now we all have a shot. We all have a shot for our 15 minutes.
Is it going to be an entire season of him dropping his bike?
Or getting stuck?
I'm the greatest.
There was like one video where he was going off about how people don't understand how heavy a CVO is. I'm like, no, my bike weighs the same, and I have yet to drop it.
Oh, is that the one where he dropped it in the gas station and flipped it?
Yeah. It's like, I'm not doing this intentionally. Yes, you are. Either that or you are really bad at kickstand.
If you have a Ferrari, you don't really have to worry about the cost of that bag.
Yeah. Hell, I dropped my bike at 24 miles.
Oof.
Yeah. It was literally, I wouldn't have dropped it. Like I was on my way home after we got at the dealership, and I look over at my right side mirror, and it's going like this in the wind. I'm like, I don't have a wrench, or I can't get it back. So turned around, went back to the dealership. They brought it out back, locked tight, everything, put it right back together. I looked down, I'm like, oh, you know what? I'll get some gas. Pull in the gas station, get gas. Literally pulling out of the gas station, hit a red light. So I'm sitting there, and there's like this little concrete, like little lip. Like, I mean, I can step up on it. And the light turns green. I go, and I let the clutch out way too quick. Because it's really like my first stop that I had. Let it out, stalled. I grabbed the front brake.
Oh.
And I already had the wheel turned. Like I'd already gone like 4 or 5 feet. And it like went like this, and I stopped it for a second. One-handed stopped it, but my leg was up on the concrete slider like this, like trying to hold it up. My wife goes off the back, and I just drop it. I'm just like, oh.
Anybody get hurt?
No, she was fine. I got hurt. Like I tore my bursa sac in my shoulder. So ouch. I'm sitting there. I'm trying to get this bike back up, and luckily I had crash bar, so it was just like this. The 16-year-old kid that was behind me goes, "I got you, dude!" He gets out of his car, like he literally Dukes of Hazzard out of his car window, just like lifts up my bike. He goes, "You got this." I'm like, "Thank you." But of course, the cop that was the car behind him sat there and did nothing. But
Well, I mean, he probably didn't do nothing. He was probably recording it
probably.
and going, "This is awesome."
He's
But-
probably busy running your plate.
Yeah.
Your first time on YouTube, the cop video.
I should look. But literally, when I became a full patch member of the motorcycle club I was in, they hand you your road name, and 24 down was mine. I'm like, you guys are assholes.
And this is one reason why I won't join a motorcycle group.
I was expecting something completely different for my road name. Nope, 24 down. I was like, cool, thanks. But no.
How long were you in that?
About 2 years. Yeah. And then just some stuff happened, and it was one of those things where it was either I chose my family or the club, and I chose family.
Sure. No, I respect that.
Yeah.
100%.
I've got some friends in clubs, and they always try and get me to join, and I'm like, I'm not joining your bike gang, dude. And they're like, it's not a gang, it's a club. I'm like, yeah, call it whatever you want. I'm not joining your bike gang.
And I mean, I'm still friends with all of them. I still, they call, they need help, I'm there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I'm friends with the dudes, and I ride with them and stuff. But I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm not joining your midlife crisis. Like, I'm not playing dress up on the weekends. And
You could join a hog chapter for that.
but
Wild hogs.
it was so bad, because I did a Laconia Bike Week video. I was riding with my dad, who was in front of me, and somehow they found my YouTube channel. The people that don't like this motorcycle club I was in, they found my YouTube, posted it in their hater group on Facebook. They go, we got your dad's license plate. This was in a comment in my video. We got your dad's license plate. We know where to find him and hurt him. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, and I went to them. I said, I don't know what to do here. I'm like, I don't want to put my family in jeopardy. I'm like, it's a troll, clearly. But I'm like, that one time where if you go, maybe it isn't.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. So I stepped away, and I've been happy ever since.
The power of the YouTube troll. The
Well,
trolls
it's funny because I post the picture of my license plate all the time. But it's at the same time, I'm like, it says Xbox. I mean, come on. I have to share that.
nerd.
And then like my wife's at work and she goes, "What are you doing?" I'm playing Xbox. She gets home. "You're not home." "Yeah, I'm playing Xbox." I just didn't say which one.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Yep.
So I need to get a plate that says "walking the dog."
Walking the
Walking the dog. It's Montana.
Get one that says sleeping.
I'm the only biker in thousands of square kilometers. Does that make me a 1%? It actually might. That you might be like the most legit 1% biker out there.
Dude, you could start like the one-man gang.
One man, 1%. I like it.
Oh, man.
Army of one.
Who do you pay your dues to then? I'm gonna buy a beer. Here's my due.
That's like another reason why I won't join a club. It's like, let me get this straight. I got to pay you money so you can tell me how to dress and where to ride and give me a really dumb name. Nah, I'm good. And they're like, well, you get to ride with us and stuff. I'm like, I'm riding with you now, stupid. But I showed up in sneakers and I don't have a dumb name.
I will say, like, from being in the club, because we rode handlebar to handlebar, that taught me so much. Like, that increased my skill set of riding, like, just tenfold. And, like, now I can actually lead, like, a group of riders and have full confidence in how to, get them to their destination. Because there's actually one point that was made in Shade Tree's Discord. They were talking about, riding in groups. and one person goes, I make the newer people ride in front of me. And for me, I have a different opinion on that. I like having the newer people behind me, only because I get to dictate how they ride, not have them have me behind them with more experience, trying to prove to me that they can ride.
Okay.
So I don't know. What do you guys think when you're in a group ride? Do you like to lead, or do you like to have like new people behind you?
If there's more than one of like if there's a couple experienced riders, I like to bookend them. Like stick the least experienced in the middle. That way they have somebody to follow, and they they can learn to keep up and stuff. And there's someone in the back to keep an eye on them. Past that, I would rather have them in front of me if we're on comms, because then I can talk them through it. The last thing I want to do is like have a new person like in front of me and not knowing what they're doing. So,
I mean, for me personally, I like to lead, but I generally outpace people. They say my speedometer's off or something. I'm like, I'm going the speed limit. Like, no, you're going like 10 over. I'm like, oh, well, sorry. But
ramming speed.
So if I'm not leading, I like to be at the tail end for some reason. I don't want to be in the middle for whatever reason, but my groups are only like 4 or 5 max anyway, so it's skill level really doesn't play much into it. So, But yeah, front or back for me. And I just killed the stream.
No. I was leaving it for Ty or Moto Mortician, see what they were going to say.
No, with me, I definitely don't like to ride up front. I have a really bad sense of direction and get lost easily. So I don't like to be up front. I'm okay with middle or in the back, but riding up front is just it's not comfortable for me at all.
Your area, man, I don't mind getting lost. Like
your
videos, some of the views that you have, are just incredible.
Yeah, we've got some beautiful roads out here to ride. There's no doubt about that. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Well, now that you got that big fancy CVO, you should never get lost again.
That's true. Yeah.
If you use the Harley GPS, that you'll get lost.
Yeah.
How come I'm picturing that Office episode where he drove into the lake? That's telling me to go.
I love the fact that the built-in GPS can't find their own dealerships. It's always on the wrong side of the road or down the road when it's telling you it's there.
I wonder if it's just like a firmware upgrade that they just need to buy into.
Dude, they just need to stop. Like when I got my Road Glide, like I said, it's an 18. The GPS was equivalent to like a TomTom from 98. I'm like, how did you guys like not update this at all in the last like 20 years? You dicks.
Well, I think that's the good thing that they're doing now with having Apple CarPlay and Android Auto is that now it's constantly up to date.
Yeah, fine. It took them 20 years to go, you know what? We're bad at this. Let someone else do it.
Well, then they've got 20 years before they liquid cool. They don't want to be they like to be slow. They don't want to be on those hot trends.
That was actually something Blockhead was saying for when he was out on the new Indian there on why they didn't make it liquid cooled.
That's a good point.
They felt like the radiator took away from the aesthetics of the bike. Like it made it look bad. So I'm like, better performing, or it just has a weird looking square on the front.
So
that's their excuse.
You mean to tell me there's not an engineer out there who can't make a radiator that flows with the lining of a bike or the frame? I was about
to say that sounds like an engineering problem, not an appearance problem. It sounds like you need to hire a better designer.
Ooh.
The Badgers are asking, any of you going to be able to make the world record poker run?
I wish.
I am doing a really big dumb road trip right around that time, so I will not.
Yeah, I've been seeing it, but I don't think I'll be able to.
Yeah, I wish I was able to. I'm not going to be able to make that one either. What
I will
about
say
VAM?
the amount of
of you guys
people
going
that
to
have
VAM?
signed up. What was it, Ty?
Any of you guys going to VAM in Tazewell, the Blue Bike and Doyle Mr. G thing?
No,
No,
I don't like people.
Mm-mm.
no, I can't make it.
I don't have anything to give out, so there's no sense in me going.
Yeah, man, I'm about to pull the trigger on T-shirts and a few other little odds and ends, but I've got to have some giveaways.
Well,
I actually
when you pull that trigger, let me know for the T-shirts and stuff.
before I did the bottle openers, I actually considered getting condoms, and then I was like, well, that's just like the poker chips. Nobody uses them.
What's up, Mr.
There.
G?
Mr. G.
You could have got the
Outback,
condoms.
yeah, Outback's,
Could
there's
have
no
got
road.
the condoms and then poked like a little hole in them, and then you would have had a little bag of bruised little baby later.
That's how you up your subscribership.
Yeah. There you
I'm
go.
gonna send a care package to the $1 Million Bogan, and part of it's gonna be just a little video on how not to dump your bike.
Oh man. Yeah, I'm debating on going down in October to the Forgotten Angels for the Road King Kong giveaway.
Oh, that
God, I bet they hit 200K on that one. I think they're already at like 35,000. If I last I saw.
They're actually probably going to go over the 50,000 mark today.
Jeez.
I feel like it wouldn't be a bad idea to go down. Like, I wouldn't mind going down there for that, but I definitely have to fly down so I could just ride Road King Kong back.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, if you want to deliver it to me, that's fine. $49,375 right now still. Actually, I will post that link in the side chat.
I'll win if you win. That would be great. Think of all the subscribers you could get. You could just reference the bike and everything.
Yep.
So it's one of those things where it's either I'm going to have to fly down,
There it is.
or I've looked at flying prices right now. It's $200 round trip.
Damn.
I mean, that's not bad.
I'd win it, make the one video where I'm like, selling Road King Kong so I can buy a 151 for my bike.
Then I just have to talk to Bert's, be like, "Hey, I'm coming. Can you give me something?" They'll find me like a ruckus.
They'll give you that. They'll give you the bike that Beth had, so you can drop it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, those two videos just about killed me because, like, I saw Shay when she dropped the Pacific Coast.
Yep.
And her reaction, how bad she felt, I was like, that's pretty much how I felt when I dropped my bike. Like, it's just like that shock factor of shit.
Yep.
And then when Beth did it, I'm like, I think we've all been there where we didn't put the kickstand down and we just got to that point where it's like, oh crap, wait, something's not right here. But then again, I have the point where I take off with the kickstand still down.
That's
that.
And that, I think that's mainly just a Harley thing, because like when I had my Kawasaki, like there was a kill switch on it. You couldn't put it into gear with the kickstand down.
Oh, Victory, I can just take her off. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, when I had my Kawasaki, like I remember the first time I forgot to put my kickstand up. I kicked it in the first gear, and I let out the clutch, and the bike stalled. I'm like, what the fuck? So I restarted. I did it like 5 times, and then I realized the kickstand's down. I put up the kickstand. I'm like, oh, look at that.
The bike works.
And then, but then like the Harley, like I took off one day and I went to go take like a left turn, and I just hear it dragging. And then I'm like, oh, my kickstand's up now.
Yep.
Yeah, that's one of the things that when I'm pulling off, my wife says, okay, do you have your wallet? Do you have the garage door opener? Is your kickstand up? You know, I'm terrible about leaving it down and taking off. So, yeah, I get it.
It needs to have they need to start incorporating not necessarily like a door ajar, but kickstand down light. It's like, hey,
Dude,
down.
But
there's
in all
already so many
fairness,
dummy lights on there, man.
I was gonna say, in all fairness, like, have you ever ridden a Harley where there aren't a bunch of lights flashing already? You just kind of tune them out after a while. Check engine, yeah, whatever. Oil low, duh.
So apparently the old Goldwings have a buzzer noise if it's down.
That
Oh,
sounds like a Honda thing.
Wow, you meet the nicest people riding a Honda.
I sat on the new wing. I was in love with the idea of getting a new wing until I sat on one. I liked it before. Then we sat on one the other day in a dealership. I was like, oh man, my wife was complaining it's too cramped.
Moto Mengi just got a brand new one.
I'm like, I ruined you.
I was up at Laconia like 2 years ago, and Zero 3D was there, and they had a Goldwing there that was all done up, and my wife had not seen the newer ones yet, and she's like, "What's this?" I'm like, "It's a Goldwing." She's like, "Damn, that has like everything." There's like 5 guys standing around looking at it. I'm like, "Yeah, this is the bike you buy when you give up on life and you're like 90 years old and you still want to ride." I just like emotionally castrated every dude that was standing around this thing all at the same time.
They just keep adding buttons.
What a Harley! You just gave up on life.
No, the Harley, you're still trying to pretend that like you're a rebel and like, you know, you're a badass who's living out in the wild before Monday when you got to get back to the dentist and, you know, run your business.
Wow.
Wasn't that a slogan for a while when Sons was active? It was like united by our independence or something. It was like, look, you can be a rebel too. Just join us.
And
That wouldn't surprise me.
and you know, like that's probably another reason why I like riding by myself a lot and why I don't go to a lot of meetups and stuff. Every time I go to a meetup, it always feels weird because like you're surrounded by pretty much the same damn bike, like over and over again. But you always have people coming up to you going, so you got a Road Glide. I'm like, yeah, like the other 50, dude. Like, where are we going with this?
Yeah, but you're just like that. Well, I don't have that Eagle.
Yeah. Oh, your handlebars are different than mine. I'm like,
Cool.
Nothing attracts a pack of men like a Harley.
You got the same scratch as I do right here.
oh yeah, and then like, you know, I don't know if any of you are in like the Harley like chat groups on Facebook and stuff. You always see like the Harley Facebook groups where they're like, "Oh, this is how you get the hottest chicks." I'm like, I don't know if you've seen most of the girls that ride on the back of a Harley, but they've seen some shit.
If you need a bike to get women, there might be other life choices you can make.
I mean, I've only ever had guys come up to my bike.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of maybe someone like a girl said nice bike, but no.
I mean, I've had 1 or 2 girls like come up and go like nice bike, but they sound like dudes because they've been smoking for 40 years and they look like beef jerky.
But they're like, nice bike. Thanks.
Yeah.
Except it's like, oh, I really like your bike.
I think the best thing is when you see a kid come up and like they're like to a bike.
I love rev bombing the kids. Like when they ride by real slow and you rev bomb it, they get all excited.
Oh, see,
Yeah, but you guys have bikes that have a sound and exhaust. Mine, they go, "Did you do it yet?"
Is that electric?
Is that electric? Is it on?
I was explaining to one of my friends one day. I went out riding with him. Like, you're gonna see 2 types of parents when we go driving. When we go for a ride, you're gonna see the parents that raise little pussies, and you're gonna see the parents that raise cool kids. You can tell the difference because when the little like pussy kids see you coming up, they're gonna cover their ears. The other kids are gonna be like, yeah. And we drove up to like Hampton Beach, and you would see kids. They would see the bikes start coming, and they're like,
Beaches.
So yeah, it's funny to see all the kids like that, like cover their ears and stuff. And I'm like, calm down, kid. Like, this is like, it's a bike. Get over it.
Oh man, but like, I will say, a lot of the Daytona videos that I saw, It was such a
what model bike it is. You don't need an answer. It's a Harley.
it was such a split in the videos. I saw so many more Indians than I had in a long time compared to Harleys, and that's what I think Laconia is going to be like this year. I think it's just, but then again, we only have like the one dealership, and it's kind of a crap dealership.
I was going to
Indians,
say,
that's
it's like
what they're
Mom's
paying,
that has them locked down,
It's just moms.
which isn't. Well, there is another Indian dealership right over the border in Mass that isn't Mom's. It's the
That
like
doesn't exist.
only one that's around. And that's another reason why I won't buy an Indian, just because like Mom sucks so bad, and I wouldn't want to deal with them again.
Yeah. Well, HK Power Sports, they were told in order for them to sell Indians, they had to create a whole showroom
Yeah.
just for, and it had to be X by X, square footage, whatever. And they went, no, we're good. And they went, okay, you're lost. And they kind of laughed and were like, we're in Hooksett, 10 minutes down the road to Manchester. You guys can do it down there. So that's what they did.
Yep.
But
I definitely I bought my Cowie from HK, and I really like them. They did a good job.
see, I've only had 3 bikes, and one was a Harley, and then the other 2 have been Victory. And I want to do more test rides this year. Like I definitely want to try the Pan America. I want to try a Street Glide Special, because I've only ever sat on my dad's. He won't let me turn it on or take it anywhere.
See,
Make a right turn.
I wonder though if the Pan America, while I think the bike's fantastic, are you gonna get people in the dealer? Like when I go to my dealer open house like the other day, and you look around, it doesn't strike me as people that are gonna be buying ADV bikes, walking in with their Olympia pants on with their jacket.
well, that's the thing, and like Harley's gonna have to try and draw that audience in, because I mean their core audience obviously isn't gonna go for it, but their core audience doesn't go for anything new, so that's nothing new.
My
They
dealer,
would have went for the Bronx.
yeah, my
They would've.
dealer got bought out, and their social media person like posts one thing a week. I'm like, how is no? It's no wonder you're not selling bikes.
I know. I think for them to get that Pan America selling though, they need to get that bike out to all the reviewers and everything, like Indians doing with the Chiefs and the FTRs. They need to get publication, because that's what's going to draw the excitement to actually go in. I mean, I haven't been interested in Indian until now, but now they've been flying all those people out to Arizona and whatnot. I want to at least test ride the FTR. But
Could that be your new bike that's coming? Is that what you're trying to tell us? Is that the lead to get us to watch?
That's a 2022. I doubt it's out in my driveway yet. So
Well, see,
you might have that kind of. I don't know.
I think
I do have that kind of bull.
I think one of the
like
missed I think the missed opportunity that Harley had there was, instead of having Obi-Wan Kenobi driving around on like the live wire, they should have had him on the Pan America, because the ride he was doing was more suited for the Pan America.
And half the parts were Pan America.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, that's what I was going to say is like, that live wire, the live wire he rode, they do not sell those parts for the live wire. So they actually took parts that you cannot buy, put them on the bike, and they're like, look, Obi-Wan Kenobi in his battery truck is driving up the highway to California. He's also doing a ride you can't have because there's not enough charging stations. They should have just put him on the Pan America and let him do that ride like that. That would have been better.
That would have sold tons of bikes.
Oh, man,
but
yeah.
instead, none.
Because I was gonna say, I thought they had
Unless
him.
they're saving it for a long way up. Well, no, it was a long way up, but could you do
Long
like
way
a
down.
circle? Well, you got to do a long way sideways. I don't know. There's
Ooh.
a long way the opposite direction.
But I mean, you also run the risk with having an adventure bike made by Harley of having a wildlife oil spill at this point.
Oh,
I had to throw in an oil joke.
well,
Boss man told
I
me
want to know what the T-shirt collection for that bike's going to be like.
Don't they have like
It's all camouflage.
Pan America right now? And like, isn't it Aquaman pushing the Pan America at this point?
Yeah, they couldn't get back.
Which is a great idea. Let's take a guy who's known characters being in the ocean and stick him in the desert with a freaking bike.
But he's always loved Harleys.
Which I can honestly believe that, you know, he has.
And his red video camera and his Leicas that no one can afford to use, but they open their Harleys.
When they sent him that red, what was it? It was a soft tail
one.
Yeah, and he took out the black
rattle
spray
can.
paint, and he's just like, I was just like, dude. I'm like, really? He goes, now it's my color. I'm like,
They make them in that color, dude.
I'm like,
See,
okay. I don't know if that was
honestly-
a dick move, but I'm like, that had so much traction on social media. Like Jason Momoa spray paints brand new Harley.
I
That was
actually
perfect publicity.
Yeah, I give him credit for that because, like, you know, what do you normally see with that? It's always some celebrity who's like, let me take my bike and keep it in pristine condition, make it look like it hasn't been ridden or anything. And there's Aquaman going, you know, let me destroy the ozone and like paint this vivid black because nobody can find vivid black motorcycle Harleys anywhere.
Yeah. Fuck, man. I lived my life 70 miles at a time. Hey. You drive
Rest
to the
of Harley's
grocery store,
quarter
pick up
mile.
ice cream, you have to wait.
Yeah, but you can stop by Starbucks. You get your Mocha Loca latte. You charge your bike. Roll out.
Mocha Loca Frappuccino bullshit with your biscotti.
I don't even think you can use those chargers because wasn't it Blockhead who was having like pulled it into like a Tesla station and like that one wouldn't work? And
It's not the right fitment.
Yeah.
Now, see if you got on the Tesla network, then you could sell some bikes because they're
That's what-
everywhere.
That's
Oh,
what
just-
Doug was
just
saying.
wait.
Yeah.
Elon Musk will be like, let's screw going to the moon or Mars. Let's make a motorcycle.
I heard he
So-
won't because he got into a motorcycle accident as a kid and he has some sort of hang up. And I'm like, dude, you have the infrastructure, you could be killing it.
Yeah, it's like,
So-
dude,
Yeah.
if you threw a roadster into space, I think you can make a motorcycle.
So how does the F-Zero, how does that charge? Is it just, I mean, does it utilize any of those special charging stations or?
It uses level 3, I think, or 2, but it's the they're rare here. And New Jersey's really big on renewable energy. And if you do find one, there's like one.
Mm.
Like you go to Wawa on a Sunday night, it's Teslas. There's like 15 chargers, and it's just Teslas lined up. I did see the new Mustang E on the road. That's a sweet looking car.
I would love it if they didn't use the word Mustang. I mean, if they just would have said Ford E-car, I would have loved it. But the fact that they brought the Mustang name with it.
Well, I mean, it worked so well when they put out the Mustang 2. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, they reused the Taurus name on about anything they could put it on.
yeah, basically.
I'm pretty sure a Grom can win a drag race against a Mustang 2 at this point. Oh,
Maybe they need to make a Grom e-bike. Somebody's making a $5,000 e-motorcycle. It only gets like 100 miles, but it's like the perfect commuter bike.
well, Harley has
so
those.
Harley
those
does.
like-
You know, fraction of the price.
Harley has those e-bicycles now. They just charge up and ride.
No, but this is an actual motorcycle. It's an e-motorcycle, but it only gets like 70, 80 miles to the charge. But for $5,000, it's like a perfect commuter bike.
And with the Harley, I mean, like the Livewire is 30 grand and gets 100 miles. So those little e-bikes are probably like 20 grand and get 50 miles.
So who's the big players with electric bikes? Harley and Zero is about the only guys out there.
Yeah.
Triumph,
There's
Triumph
a
is coming
few
out with
others trying to come out.
Yeah. That'd be cool to see.
Yeah, he said the chargers are specific to the Livewire.
Did you see the cost that he just posted? $100K for a charger and a mechanic? Good Lord. I know my dealer has the charger installed and they have 5 bikes inside the showroom that are not selling. So winning.
They could give me one. If anyone wants to, Harley wants to send me one.
They just need Jason Momoa to spray paint one.
Have you guys
I just
ridden?
got to grow my hair out and
See,
get a
you
Leica.
Even Jason Momoa, like, you know, on the the live wire would have made more sense. Like, hey, I'm protecting the environment and saving the fishes by using a rechargeable bike.
Have you guys ridden the live wire?
Yeah, I actually have a review video up for it.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. That bike was a lot of fun.
It's a fun toy. It's definitely
toy. Yeah, it's a fun toy. Yeah.
It's a neat concept.
Prius motorcycle.
There you go.
I mean, Shay Lacey says like her favorite, if she could own a bike right now, it'd be the live wire.
But at the same time, Shay Lacey drives around on the cop bike from Harley Davidson, the Marble Man. So,
Yeah.
I mean, again, it's a fun bike. It really is. But, you're getting 100 miles tops out of the thing.
Yeah, but maybe that's your ride. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe it fits her.
It could go a month with a tank of gas. So,
well, you're getting 100 miles at best. And if you're charging it at home, it takes like 11 hours. So that's
you could. I mean, if you ride that every day, you know what I mean? Yeah. If you're only going 100 miles, which that bike, I don't know how it was for you, but I was hurting after the 5-mile ride. It's not a ride I'm comfortable with.
Yeah. The thing I didn't dig is I found that like I was putting a lot of weight on my wrists.
Yeah.
The way it had you sit.
My palms right here were like they felt like they were on fire by the time the ride was over.
I would get it and I'd be a total dick. I'd put some like Eep hangers on it and highway bars.
Big fairing to kill the mileage.
Yep.
Put the big hard bags on the side and some Evan Black bags on the side.
Yeah, just make it the dumbest live wire humanly possible. Like you're cruising around with
27-inch wheel on the front, get a death wobble at 5 miles per hour.
Well, you only put the 30-inch rim on the front if you plan to just park in front of the strip club all day and tell people you're a biker.
Livewire is a great toy for $10,000. $30,000, not so much.
Exactly.
Yep, exactly, Mothman. A stretched Livewire.
But maybe you're onto something. Maybe we just wait till they fire sale them at 70% off, and then you can buy one.
Oh, dude, put the giant like tire on the back, and then put the 18-inch like apes on the front.
Does anyone remember when they stopped selling a Livewire not long after it came out?
Yep.
It was basically a concept that somehow made it to production for a few months, and then they stopped.
Well, the reason why they stopped almost immediately is because it had a recall.
Yeah. Well, look how long the do you remember the app they had to tell you how much gasoline you had in your bike that lasted all of like not even 6 months?
Yeah, their gas gauge doesn't even work right. Why am I going to trust their app?
It was the dumbest thing. It's like, look, you can look at this app and tell you how much gas you have in your bike. Really? I need an app for that?
I mean, if it worked, because I mean, my gas gauge is just a suggestion.
I don't know how I figured my Sportster was out of gas is when it wouldn't turn on.
Yeah.
or I'm going down the road. It's like tut 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 tut. I'm like shit,
dude. I remember
I hit 80 miles already.
I had my wide glide and I was riding that and it said I still had like 1/8 of a tank and all of a sudden it didn't want to run anymore. And I'm like, well, I guess that was just a suggestion.
Yep. It's gas gauges are only a suggestion.
So my wife's bike doesn't even have one.
That's what I do is
Sportster.
The app to tell me about gas.
All you get on Sportsters is like that little glowing light, like ding. Hey, you're
you
out.
don't even get this on hers. It's just nothing. You have to actually manually reset it every time.
Oh.
Yeah. Actually, I had a video where I started taking off and I thought it was out of gas. I didn't turn on the gas. Yeah, good times.
So my wife's Sportster, the light goes on when it's low on gas. Unfortunately, by low, it means it only has a gallon left. It's a 3-gallon tank, so the thing's always going off. I'm like, I've got like another 60 miles in this thing. What are you doing?
Like cut it out, bike. You're having a laugh here. No, it'd be cool to see the Sportsters do a digital gauge, kind of like what Indian has.
Oh, you know what I saw today, and I think is the funniest thing, and I saw it online, and I just tried to block it out because I thought it was the dumbest thing. They have a snakebite venom Harley Iron 883. I'm like, you just took the most like cheapest bike you have and you put the most expensive paint job on it. Like who the hell's dropping like 20 grand on an 883 so they can have like a 1990s paint job on their bike?
Did you see the army green one they have out? I don't know what color they actually call it. It's got like almost a flat olive green. I saw one on a Sportster. It was blacked out. Looks really good.
Oh,
Deadwood green.
Is that what it is?
Wood green.
I was gonna say it's probably like, you know, backwoods, like space nighttime offset undercover green. Like just call it green.
Cowie green. Wait, no.
Oh, that'd be great. Get a Harley and paint it Cali green.
I mean,
All right, Jim. So I'm gonna call it a night. Okay.
Hey, Ty, thank you, dude, for coming in.
Hey,
hanging out with us.
Absolutely. Thanks
Have
for
a good one, Ty.
letting me join in. Talk to you guys soon.
Definitely let me know when you do shirts.
I will. I'll send you one.
Don't
I'll
wait
send
up for merch. I don't have any.
I'm buying one.
I'll see y'all later.
See you, sir.
Bye, Ty.
Now, to be fair, the snake venom paint only adds $700 to the 883, so it's not terrible.
Dude, that's like half the cost of an 883.
I was gonna say,
10%.
that's 4 months of payments right there.
Oh,
So what's your thoughts? Does anybody have any thoughts on what the legacy Harley's going to be?
I think it's gonna be you know how they have like the stripped down Street Glide now?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever the hell that's called.
Less grind standard.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be like the Road Glide version of that.
Okay. I saw somebody talking about that they were the paint job was going to be sort of be like a 50s retro bike, because I thought the revival kind of concept was like, is it revival as we're going backwards, or is it this the bike that's going to revive Harley?
How far back? How much more backwards can they go?
They could bring back the buddy seat. You could be like Elvis.
I honestly think they need to relook at the Bronx again.
That's.
Yeah.
I mean, what are they going to do with the revival now with an even more underpowered engine? I mean,
They'll put an 883 engine in a Road Glide.
and they'll still add 10 grand to the price tag.
Or the Dyna makes a harrowing comeback.
Like you still
That's all it is. Jason Momoa just picks it up. Yeah! Spray paint in one hand, too.
He drives up out of the ocean in it, drives up on the beach.
He starts throwing goldfish at it.
like your bikes are still air cooled. You still use like light bulbs in your directionals. Like how much more like throwback can you get?
That's the thing that killed me with my 14. So I had the first year Rushmore bike. You're like, oh, and it comes with a Daymaker headlight and bulbs for turn signals. It's like, what the hell?
I'm pretty sure they own a light bulb company and they just made shit tons and haven't worked through them all yet, and they don't want to lose the money.
Because I don't even think the Daymaker's that bright.
It's literally like, okay, so your turn signals, yeah, you know what? Maybe the car in front of you and behind you will see it, but your headlight, you can see straight up a raccoon's butthole from 400 feet away.
But it's a weird headlight. Like it does its own thing. It's really bright during the day, and I'll get people that'll flash their high beams at me during the day. But yet, when I took my trip in the middle of nowhere on black roads, you can't see that far. Like it's weird, or it's lighting up the trees like 30 feet in the air. You're like, that's helpful.
Oh, see, that is.
Man, I was waiting.
I would totally put a sign on the live wire.
You know, Holler would have one of those.
I'm telling you, give me a live wire. I will do the dumbest shit on earth to that thing.
30 on the back, get a big fat tire on the back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Put one
Chopper
of
style.
fat chopper tires on the back.
Fat Bob Live Wire edition.
Totally put that Springer front on it. Giant ape hangers.
You need to
OCC
put
live
the
wire.
what's the Coastal Glide? I always forget what model that is. It has that big fairing. Put that fixed fairing on the front. That'll help with mileage. Let me put 50 pounds of fairing on the front of my bike. That'll help.
My Done Life even said the live wire in the street glide frame, the electric glide. I was like, I love that. Okay, do it.
I mean, I know it's supposed to be an April Fool's Day joke, but I mean, Harley just sticks that Batwing fairing on everything. So I looked at that. I'm like, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. But
I'm surprised they haven't released a Sportster with the Batwing on it yet. And called
the Memphis Shades. They have one. They have one that clamps right on. Takes 15 minutes.
Yeah, I've seen that.
I had one. Oh man,
I don't know. I can't own a Batwing fairing bike just because I've seen the movie Waiting.
Which movie?
Waiting.
Oh,
the Batwing. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Luis Guzman, for that.
Yeah, enjoy your ride now.
Now every time I see someone drive by me with a Batwing fairing, I'm gonna be like, man, that looks like Luis Guzman's testicles. Great. That's where I should, when I do this year's Laconia Bike Week view, every time I'm walking by, I just do a picture of like a Batwing, like an actual bat, just over each and every single one. But I feel like that takes so much time.
take a lot of time.
Takes so much time.
I think they should drop the Batwing. Everything needs the shark nose. Let's just give it full shark nose, the whole platform.
Oh God! If you drop the Batwing, Harley owners across the world would just riot. Like everyone over 60 would stand up and be like, "We're not going to take this anymore."
What are they going to do? Walk away slowly? I mean, they're not going to bike. Who cares? Fuck them.
I mean, Harley. I think bike dealers are gonna have to do something to kind of make it more for the younger crowd that's coming in, because I just don't see it. I don't see it with the upcoming crop of riders. It's like, oh, I'm gonna get this cafe racer. Okay.
I love people that want a cafe racer, and then they're like, "Well, I got to get something different because my back hurts me in my current bike." Like, you're gonna buy a cafe racer? It's called a cafe racer.
This Royal Enfield is so retro.
Oh,
yeah, okay. My spine hurts just looking at it.
The thing I keep saying,
like, though, what is the modern Harley look like?
Well, the thing,
what do you do? Because I think they should kill the Ultra. And I mean, I have one. I love mine. But that being said, I want a Road Glide. Make the Road Glide the Goldwing, because it really is the direct competitor. But what do you do with the rest of the bikes? Like, what is the new it bike?
Apparently, Mothman says it's the Harley Tide Pod.
The thing I keep saying, and the thing I'd love to see Harley do, and I feel like it would have the lowest overhead for them, is, I mean, right now when you look at a lot of the younger riders, they want to do these performance baggers and performance bikes and stuff like that. I really think Harley should be taking that new engine that's in the Pan America and making it so you can either drop that into the Softail frame or the touring frame, or the air-cooled engine in there. Make it so one frame takes either engine, and then put out a performance line of the same bike. So you have the performance Road Glide, the liquid-cooled Road Glide, Street Glide, stuff like that. So you're attracting those younger kids that want the 150 horsepower Road Glide, but you're not alienating your older group that want the air-cooled bikes, and you're not spending a shit ton of money trying to push a whole other line that's brand new.
Yeah, but my problem with that is everyone says that, right? But the millennials don't have the money to buy a performance bagger, right? Because that's the whole reason they're doing the certified pre-owned. Well, I personally think Harley just needs to cut bait. Go back wherever you're going to go, and it's going to be like the iPhone connector, right? Everybody flipped out when they went to the Lightning connector. Oh my God, it's the end of it, and then everyone just fell in line.
So Harley's going to make a Pacific Coast 800 in a sense.
Well, that's the thing is, it
would have to be a 350, and 800 could be scary. And it has to be an avocado toast green.
You see these younger people, they're buying
orange blue,
glides, and they're buying the street glides. They're buying they're buying the standards, the road glides and street glides, they're throwing shorter bags on it. They're throwing the skid plate on the back of it. Like they're building the engines up after they buy the bike. You throw like, a road glide standard out there with the liquid cooled engine and keep it around the same price point as the air cooled, you're going to sell those.
Okay, but wouldn't it make
Call
more
it the
sense
budget bagger.
one engine? I think what they need to do is make a bike that I don't need to even get shocks on. Let me put my Legends right out of the factory. Like just roll it out, whip it out, however it gets out.
It would definitely be better to do the one engine, but the problem is like you've got all the old timers that, as soon as you mention liquid cooling, I mean, look at the V-Rod. As soon as you mention liquid cooling, they riot. That's why I'm thinking like, Harley loves to do, like they put out the same bike 16 different ways. They change like the bags on it, they change the paint, and then they call it something totally different and change the price point. So it really wouldn't be out of character for them to just do a performance line with the exact same bikes except with a liquid cooled engine. Because then you're still keeping your old timers while having your, bringing in your new blood.
Okay. I mean, I'd love to see a stripped down version, but that actually made financial sense. Like, because most people, unless you're that 5'8", 5'9" demographic that's built on the model of the bike, you're going to get rid of the bars. You're going to get rid of the shocks. Like, let me buy a bike where I can go back to, what was it? The Harley Builder that they had where you could go in and make your bike. Like, I wouldn't mind ordering my bike right from the factory that way. Yeah. Although I guess they wouldn't let me get Legends, but still.
With Indian, if you go on their website, you can custom build your bike the way you want. You could have it stage 3 out the door.
Yes and no. You can, like I built Indian online, like I've built up a Challenger. The problem is most of their aftermarket parts suck. They look ugly as shit. So I would rather.
Plus, at the end of the day, you have a $56,000 motorcycle staring right back at you. It's just like, come on.
It's like I looked at I built up a Challenger just out of curiosity. I looked at their bars and I put their bars on there, and it's like these things are ugly, man. I would go aftermarket. Their seat is ugly. I would put a Saddleman on there. Like everything that you put on there has giant Indian logos on it, and I hate that logo. So it's like I would just go aftermarket with everything on that as well.
Yep. Ducati make power with a twin. Harley needs to get with the times. Now, what are you guys going to be doing to your bikes this year? Like any big changes?
Mm-hmm.
Well, before you guys get into it, I got to bow out. I'm about to pass out. So thanks for having me on, though. Good to see you guys, though.
Have a good one.
Thanks for being nice for the rest of it. I appreciate it.
I got really quiet, if you noticed. So
there it is.
You look sleepy, sir.
L for love. L for love.
I hope your kid feels better.
All right. Thanks, man. See you guys later.
Yeah, good luck.
I think I learned a bunch from other moto vloggers. So I think this year on my bike, I'm just gonna try and drop it a lot and see what happens. Like it seems to work out with Bogan. Like he just has a ton of followers. So I think
you're gonna get on American Big Brother.
I think that's why I don't have as many followers. I'm just not dropping my bike as much.
No, you have to get a Ruroc. That's where it's at. If you get a Ruroc, then you can be on the Cool Kids Club.
What if I have a Ruroc and I'm dropping my bike?
But you have to buy a Ruroc new every year.
I'm going to get
you got last year's model. We don't care.
I'm going to drop your bike on the Ruroc.
I'm going to get
and see if
I'm going to
see if it is actually DOT certified. Well, it just smushed.
I'm going to stand next to my bike with the Ruroc, and I'm going to be like, yeah, let's go for a ride. Time for me to put on my Ruroc. And I'm not going to have my kickstand down. So when I let go of the bike to get my helmet, the bike's going to fall over. So 2 for 1.
You've thought about this. I like
dude.
I'm putting a detached tour pack on.
See, I know a few people that have bought the Ruroc helmets. And, and I've never had one, so I don't know. But 2 people that I know that have bought the Atlas 2 went on one ride and either sent it back or threw it in the trash. Well, because they said the wind noise was equivalent of having a modular helmet cracked open.
Well, from what I understand, there's no opening and closing the vents, which I don't understand.
No,
There's
you can,
granted, I've
you can
always
buy butt plugs. It's a premium helmet, but you have to buy butt plugs and then keep track of them and put them in and take them out.
unlike my Shoei where I just go
Yeah.
or any other helmet I've ever ridden.
So wait, you actually have to put plugs up in the vent?
Yeah.
Yeah, go to Rorock's site. You'll see them like they're on the 3rd version of this helmet, and they still don't know how to make open and close vents. Yet they tell you it's a premium helmet. I can get an $80 helmet off of Amazon that has open and closed vents on it.
Yeah.
But
I'm sitting here and, yes, I have a Voss hat on. I'm an affiliate for them. I love their helmets. Honestly, I really want to try a Shoei. I want to try the 1200 Shoei. I've heard so much.
I got a Shoei. I got it from Tony Cox. He had it. He rode it twice, and then he went to a Ruroc. Now, granted, he's like Chopper Fed. He's got a helmet collection, but that 1200 is a killer helmet.
Yeah.
And it smokes the RF. I thought the RF was nice because we both had them. And then when I moved to the 1200, it's a really, really nice helmet.
No, Big Steve, they're butt plugs. They're definitely butt plugs.
I like Mothman's duct tape. No, that's what someone should do. Someone needs to make a video for flex tape and be like, "You have a Rorock helmet? Slap the helmet."
The other thing I think
submerge it in water and see if it floats.
With the Rorock,
That's a lot of damage.
I think the other thing that the Rorock 3.0 missed, and they could have nailed this, is they've got that new pack that sticks in the back that's magnetic. That their whole comm system, whatever the hell they call that thing.
Yeah.
But they're like, yeah, no screws or anything. It's all magnetic. That would be a great idea if that was just strictly a battery pack and not the entire Bluetooth unit. Because then you could buy a couple battery packs, and if one dies, you pop it out, throw in the next one.
But does that allow you to mesh or to connect other units?
No. Nope.
You have to be on the same
what
network.
we were talking about before the show.
Yeah.
The concept's great, but
So you have to know someone else that has a Rorock helmet. And that's basically
No, those they don't connect for that either. It's for your media. It's for your media and your phone and all that stuff.
so I'm gonna buy a premium helmet with a cool paint job, and nobody's gonna see it because no one's gonna want to ride with me. I'm just trying to follow.
You just have to buy the Cena and put that on too.
Okay.
when is a helmet gonna have a built-in GoPro mount?
Well, I mean, they do have. There's that company called Chin Mount now that makes them for a ton of helmets.
Yeah. I'm actually thinking about switching to using GoPro. And I'm just like, it's a big jump to go back, because I've been using Drift from day one. So to go from Drift now to be like, okay, I'm going to go to GoPro, it's just such an investment to go back to doing something like that. So I'm kind of on the fence.
I like my 9. I have 2 7s and a 9. I like my 9 a lot. I haven't used it a lot, but it's a sweet setup.
Yeah.
I have the 8. It works well.
And you should go retro. Get the Nikon action camera. Do something really obscure out of the box.
Oh well, I mean, one of
I'm
the
going to get a
The
Kodak.
Sony, the Sony that they had it long way up. That's the little camcorder. Stick that to the side of your.
one of the first videos I did, I had this on my handlebar. Oh.
Oh,
It's a Samsung action cam that I got for free when I bought the Galaxy Note 7.
actually, what Dunn just said, he had a Drift and it got wet once, and then it quit. Mine got literally 2 seconds of rain, and the next time I turned it on, it's when it overheated on me.
And I mean, in fairness, the GoPros are waterproof, except everything you need to do to it to make it a moto vlog camera makes it not waterproof.
Not waterproof.
Yeah.
So they're like, here's this waterproof camera. Now take the door off and expose all the electronics so you can use your microphone and all this other crap.
So one thing that Drift did with one of their cameras, I think it's the Drift XL. So the 3.5 millimeter microphone jack that they have. So they have a microphone with threaded, so you actually screw it in and it locks and it seals. I was like,
That's cool.
do that. I'm like, I would. Every camera should have that. I mean, I don't know. It's just it seems like
Well,
GoPro.
I mean, at this point, why couldn't you make a GoPro that could Bluetooth into your Senna or your Cardo, and then make for audio? That would be awesome. I'm sure there's not the market that you think there is for it, but the idea is cool.
Well, the same argument there. Why can't you just make a comm system that can mesh with any comm system?
Yeah. I'll tell you what, the Cardo works great. I didn't like it on my bike because my bike, everything's at your fingertips unless you're running your stuff off your phone. But I mean, the Cardo sounds great.
Yeah,
I would like to see one of these like smart helmets, because I understand like Cena only want to work with Cena and Cardo only want to work with Cardo because they want to lock you into their their environment. But I'd love to see one of these smart helmets that are just like, screw it, we're gonna make it so you can mesh with anyone.
Yep. I mean, I've never owned a Bluetooth for my helmet ever. So literally, this 30K that's on its way, my first time ever. So I'm actually so curious to try it out because I want to do kind of like how Blockhead does, like with the dual vlogs where you hear the people. I don't, and I asked him, he never responded. I didn't expect him to, but I asked him, like, how do you have their sound come through? So do you have it cranked up loud, your helmet?
Now, I don't know how he's doing it, but with Cardo, being here now with Percy has a whole video, and I tried it, and it works brilliantly. But you've got to have a splitter, and you've got to have, because that has the output jack for the speakers. It's just a little, 1/8, whatever that little connector is. So you can put the splitter in and then run the audio differently.
Okay.
I'm guessing that the 50 must have something that you can split, because that's the only way you're going to get the audio to be clear.
Because I think Blockhead's still running the 30K. I don't think he's bumped up to the 50.
Oh, I thought he had the 50 for some reason.
I don't know. I'd have to check.
Now's the time to explain. I don't watch his channel for a while,
but I know he has the HD speakers for it. So I don't see, the only thing I can think of is having one of the speakers up near the microphone. But then I'm only hearing from one side.
Yeah, and I think that would sound really crappy coming through the mic as well.
I think so too. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to just.
There's definitely splitters in there somewhere.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna drop out, guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna close this up because we went over by 17 minutes already.
Oh, you're gonna be rich now, man.
Yeah. Well, that's what I get for not having a video this week. But man, weather, like you can attest, the weather up here in New England's been awful this past week.
I still got out and rid a little bit.
Oh, man, up here it was rain every other day or cold. Like it was rain, cold, and they threw salt down again.
Well, you see, I guess that's one of the perks of living in a state that doesn't exist. The weather doesn't come to us.
Exactly.
It doesn't know we're here.
All right, Don. Have a great night, dude. And guys, thank you all for being here. Motor Mortician seems to have fallen off there premature.
He's taking a power nap.
Yep. But thank you, everyone that stopped in, hit the like button, hung out. I appreciate all of you guys being here. And we'll try to do this again in 2 weeks or so if I miss a video. But all right, later, guys.
Sounds good. Later.
See ya.